Like every other year with professional wrestling, WWE for 2019 has had its ups and downs. From Kofi Kingston surviving the odds and capturing his first major title victory at WrestleMania, to whatever the hell this is? I don't even know. But arguably one of the best moments of 2019 is the rebirth of Bray Wyatt and the debut of The Fiend. This was something different and unlike anything we've seen before. Just by watching the very first Firefly Funhouse segment, a lot of people knew that this was going to be something special. And what do you know? WWE saw something in Wyatt, and now he is the Universal Champion. Which is great, especially how WWE used to treat Bray Wyatt's first WWE title run. You remember that, right? No? Well, that's understandable, cause I don't either. Now the one thing to consider is because of how dominant and interesting the Fiend character is, which superstar from the WWE roster could possibly overthrow Wyatt and give the Fiend his first loss? Well, stick around as I go through my fantasy bookings on the Fiend's Universal title run. Some things to consider before we start. First off, I'm actually going to have Bray Wyatt winning the title at Hell in a Cell in its place of Crown Jewel, which is something that should have happened in the first place instead of the screwy finish. And secondly, the Fiend's title reign will last for 1 full year. That'll give the Fiend a lot of star power and, let's be honest, a lot of superstars can't say they've held a title for over 365 days. So with that said, let's begin with after Hell in a Cell when the Fiend wins the Universal Championship against Seth Rollins and moves over to SmackDown because Fox really wants him. The Universal title moves to SmackDown while the WWE Champion Brock Lesnar moves over to Raw. We will keep what WWE is doing now for Survivor Series and have The Fiend take on Daniel Bryan. The Fiend will retain the title due to Daniel Bryan's lack of motivation because he refuses to connect with the fans for the yes chants. After the match, The Fiend hurts Bryan some more and he's written off television for the rest of the year, selling the effects. TLC is around the corner and The Miz decides that he wants to challenge The Fiend for the title. If Daniel Bryan couldn't beat him, then he believes that he can, because deep down inside, The Miz is jealous of Daniel Bryan's success. At TLC, it's The Fiend versus The Miz in a chairs match, and The Fiend destroys The Miz and retains. At the start of the year, Daniel Bryan makes his return to television and challenges Wyatt once again at the Royal Rumble. Now Bryan knows that he can't beat him, but with the help of the WWE Universe, he believes that with enough determination, he can write history once again like he did back in WrestleMania 30. He starts singling the yes chants and the old Daniel Bryan is back. We're now at the Royal Rumble, and despite Bryan putting in more offense, it wasn't enough to defeat The Fiend. Elimination Chamber rolls around and Bray Wyatt is calling out all challengers for the upcoming Elimination Chamber match. Or as he likes to call it, his playground. Daniel Bryan, Shinsuke Nakamura, Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler and Ali enter the chamber. But The Fiend retains, and I would have him eliminate everybody in that match, showcasing just how vicious The Fiend character really is. Now, the rumor has it that Roman Reigns will win the Royal Rumble match and defeat The Fiend at WrestleMania. I think this should not happen. Reigns is already an established superstar with a lot of accomplishments, and having him being the first guy to beat The Fiend isn't really needed. Instead, Roman Reigns will challenge the WWE Champion Seth Rollins, who just turned heel. Both of them will battle it out just to find out who is the true face of the WWE. Meanwhile, Braun Strowman would be the one to challenge The Fiend for the Universal title at WrestleMania. There's a lot of history between the two, so I think it should be an interesting battle, especially how tough these two guys are. At WrestleMania, Strowman will prove to be a challenging opponent, but with the mysterious powers of The Fiend, he will defeat Strowman and leave the stadium with the title. Now, I am going to brush over this section a bit quickly, only because the next few months is the same thing over and over. Someone will challenge The Fiend but ends up losing. Guys like the newly drafted Ricochet, Rusev, Dolph Ziggler tries it out again, and Cesaro as well, but they all fail. We're now on the road to SummerSlam, and The Undertaker comes out and challenges The Fiend to a match for the Universal Championship. It's interesting to take note that The Undertaker's announcement that this will be his final year with the company before retiring due to his age. Undertaker wants to know if he still has what it takes to make it to the top. The dream match is made for SummerSlam, and of course, The Fiend will retain his title, and The Undertaker passes the torch in terms of the dark side of the WWE. Randy Orton will win a number 1 contenders match for the Universal title for Clash of Champions. Randy Orton sees that if he wants to beat The Fiend, he has to go back to his old roots, a time where Randy was unstable and a very violent person. He has to tap in to his 2009 version of himself. At Clash of Champions, Randy Orton will face The Fiend in a last man standing match. It turns out to be a brutal match with different weapons and objects to use. Both White and Orton throw each other off the stage where both of them would be knocked out. At the last second, The Fiend rises from the ground while the ref counts for the 10, and once again, The Fiend prevails. So now we're at Hell in a Cell, and while it was fun, but it's now time for Bray Wyatt to drop the Universal Championship. But the question is, who? Who could be the one to beat The Fiend and take the title away from him? Well, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of theories on that topic. Brock Lesnar, Tommaso Ciampa, Finn Balor, and Roman Reigns, why not? But in my personal opinion, I think there's only one guy who can do just that. The person I think that should give The Fiend his very first loss is Aleister Black. Black is another interesting character that can channel the demons inside of him and finds a way to win the match. From the day Wyatt wins the title last year, I will have Aleister go on a winning streak, facing some tough competition and pushing him to be a major superstar, because I think we really need new faces around instead of relying on the past. The Fiend and Aleister Black will fight inside Hell in a Cell for the Universal Championship. It's a pretty even battle between the two. Black tries to find The Fiend's weakness while The Fiend tries to straight up murder Aleister. But in the end, when the smoke is all cleared, Aleister Black will go on and defeat The Fiend, becoming the Universal Champion. And that's my fantasy booking on The Fiend's Universal title run, and in the end, I think pretty much everybody wins in the end. You turn Aleister Black into a megastar, we don't get to see The Fiend facing against Roman at Mania, because I'm sure that people would get mad if Reigns was the one to beat him. We get a dream match in The Fiend vs Undertaker, and Wyatt gets to hold the title for 1 full year. Again, not many people can say they have, and we make The Fiend into a monster champion throughout his time as Universal Champion. And that'll do it for this video. How would you book The Fiend's title run, and who do you reckon should be the one to beat him? Feel free to comment down below, and if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, share the video, and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.